everybody. Welcome back to the Geriatric Millennials. This is Beth.
And this is Jayme.
And we're just two oldish, youngish ladies talking about things to try in 2025.
I just want to, again, emphasize the youngish. I don't know.
Okay,
I'm having issues.
I feel like this might be an issue this year. It's okay. It's okay.
Why?
Things to try in 2025. Embracing our age.
That's right.
It's
well,
amazing.
I'm going to turn 45 this year.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, I am glad that I was born in 1980. One of the reasons is simply for the fact that I never forget how old I
Right?
am, because it's the year, it's the same as the year. Like that, whatever the
Plus
year
20.
ends in,
Yeah.
plus 20
There
is
we go.
what
No,
plus
just kidding.
40. What?
Just ignore us.
Just ignore it. Yeah. Just ignore us, even though you're listening to our podcast. Okay. Yes. Things to try in 2025. Well, I am here to say that I have already tried one of the things that I've had on my list to try for several years.
Okay.
So I have had on my list and in my mind that I wanted to try cross-country skiing.
Mm-hmm.
And the reason for that is, number one, I don't like winter. I want to do something that I will enjoy in the wintertime.
Mm-hmm.
Number two, I don't like the cold. But if I'm dressed appropriately, like, I don't have to be cold. If I'm exercising outside, I'm going to warm up and, so I thought, well, okay, those two things. And my family's into mountain stuff, like snowboarding stuff. Okay.
Yeah.
I already know that that's not for me. I've tried downhill things. Don't like it. In fact, really dislike it. I don't even like going downhill fast on a bicycle. Okay. I don't want to go downhill on a snowboard or skis or anything. So that being said, to me, cross-country skiing seems like it checks the boxes. I can be outside. I can do something like in nature. I can, I be active, and maybe I would enjoy the winter more if I could, do something like that.
Oh, absolutely.
But the Tri-Cities doesn't really offer that on a consistent basis. You have to go out of town. Like you have to go where there's snow, because most of the winter we don't even have snow.
Yeah.
You have to like go somewhere. So anyways, all of that to say, I had an opportunity to do this already in 2025. So my family was going snowboarding, and I made plans to go cross-country skiing at the same place, because they have a Nordic area just across the street from where they were going. And so I had talked about this for a couple of years already, and I just have never made it happen, because the other part is that I know that nothing is completely flat, especially if you're going to like a mountain. So there's going to be some hills involved. And so I am here to say that I said it, that I wanted to try it, and I did try it. And on the way there, I started watching videos so I would have some kind of idea, because I was just going with people that had never done it before. I'd never done it before, didn't know how to do it.
Oh, so no lesson scheduled.
No lesson scheduled.
Okay.
No. I'm like, how hard could it be, right? So I start watching videos, and I start feeling really anxious about this, because I was like, yeah, I don't think I'm gonna actually like that. And I will like parts of it, but the parts I don't like, I don't want to do. Mm-hmm. Because it was like, and when you go downhill, this is what you do it. And I was like, no, that's not part of the deal in my mind. Like, I don't want to do that. I want to go cross-country, flat country skiing.
Yeah. Duh.
But the reality is there's going to be some slight hills. So I will just say that the first time, so I did this, and I almost there's a part of me that wanted to not do it. But I was like, this was my idea. I have people meeting me here. Mm-hmm. I can't show up and be like, just kidding.
Yeah.
Have fun, guys. Like, I'm not coming. And so
Catch me in the lodge.
I made myself do it. And I was really scared.
Mm-hmm. I'm proud of you.
Thank you. I was really scared, especially for I wasn't scared to like just, go on flat ground. But when that little hill came up, I immediately made myself fall down so that I could feel like I could control my body and where it was going. And then I walked sideways down the hill. But I will say that after lunch and several falls and several, experiences, one of which was screaming, I hate this, over and over going down a hill, that after I had lunch and had a break and went back to it, I felt so much better and I actually enjoyed it. And I thought it was great. So there we go. So I wanted to do it and I did it. And I think I'll do it again.
I love that. Okay. So I love reading. And sometimes I get in like these big reading moods. I love to buy a book. It's a whole thing. And I'm really trying to read through my books this year because I'm going to talk about it someday. I don't know. But I've done this big, huge purge in my life. And so part of that is just like really evaluating what I bring into my house and like getting stuff out. And so I've been really trying to get through my books. I gave a bunch of books away. I was kind of hoarding books that I'd already read. And I was just like, let's let it go. So now I don't know, I probably have still, I had 80 books at one point that I hadn't read in my house. And then I purged again and then I bought again. And I probably now have 90 books in my house that I need to like deal with because of Target. Target keeps getting me with their stupid book sales. But anyway, I'm trying to just get in the habit of every night that I read like a nonfiction book, like 1 or 2 chapters. And then I read like a fun fiction book. And then I'm also listening to books. Like I am on it when it comes to reading right now.
I love that.
Yeah, but that's not what this is about. This is about the DNF. The do not finish.
Yeah.
So I have a hard time when I'm into a book. A lot of times I give it 50 pages. If I can't get past 50 pages, I just will stop reading it. And then it just sits on the side of my bed or wherever I left it. It'll just sit somewhere. And then a lot of times there's a bookmark in it and I'll look at it and I have this feeling of like, I should finish that book. I should finish that book. And I'm like, I didn't really like the book. I didn't get into the book. It wasn't speaking to me. I'm like, well, it'll speak to you at a different time and blah, blah. And it's become like a burden when I see this stack of books on my nightstand. I have like 8 of them right now that are all books that I started. I have not come back to them. I did read them for a while, but I don't want to do it. And so what I was trying to do is I was finding them on like Spotify or through Libby to like, well, I'll just finish them by listening to them. I didn't want to do that either.
They might not be for you.
And I've decided
full permission
to stop.
To do not finish.
Yes.
It's okay.
It's okay. And it's okay that even I bought the book and I'm just going to let it go.
Yeah, it's okay.
I'm actually reading this really great nonfiction book right now and I've been really liking it. It's by the woman that wrote Fair Play, which is a book about like domestic labor and kind of like the division and whatever. And it's really good. She talks a lot about building like your unicorn space of like spaces specifically for women to like be creative and do without it being more than that, where it doesn't become like a side hustle or I'm doing this for my family because I kind of have to or whatever. And it has some really great points and stuff, but it's so targeted at women that are married and with children that I'm just kind of I'm like, Beth, I think you need to just stop. Mm-hmm. You have other books that and I checked it out from the library, just saying, I didn't buy it. I checked it out from the library, a physical copy of a book. And I'm just like, you have other books that you're more excited to read that I think will speak to you better. This is not the season of your life. We're going to let it go.
Let it go. Good.
Yeah. But it's
okay.
hard. It's hard sometimes when you think, well, I invested like 3 hours of reading already or whatever. And I'm like, but okay, so you already got something out of it. Let's let it go. So we are letting go in 2025. So it's the year of DNFing.
Nice.
Sounds dirty, but it's not.
Well, it's funny you mentioned books because I did think about my to be read list and the nonfiction piece because I have a list of books that I really do want to read because I want to know the information that's in them. But I am just not reading them because they're just on my bookshelf and sometimes I'll have them like next to my bed. And then anyway, for whatever, I know what the reason is. It's not fun. It is, it's informative. Good for me. It's informative. Yeah. I want to know, but it's just not fun. And I like to have fun and if I'm going to read, to me, that's so much more of a pleasure thing that I never get to those books, even though I really want to read them. And some of them are about parenting or about child development and milestones and blah, 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 that I actually do really want to read before it's too late and before my kids, it's like before it's irrelevant in my life. And so that is one of the things that I had that kind of in my mind, in my things to do or to try in 2025 is to get through a couple of those. Now, I don't expect myself to get through all of them. I'm going to have some grace for myself. Like I don't need to like bust through them all because I don't want it to feel like a complete chore, but I need to come up with some kind of plan though that I actually make it happen because for a long time, I would say like, oh, I want to learn Spanish. I want to improve my Spanish. And I just wouldn't actually do anything to make that happen. And so now, by the way, I have a 705-day streak on Duolingo, which I'm really proud of.
Amazing.
Because I'm actually just being consistent. And so I think if I tag it on with that, like just one chapter, like something like that, I need to figure that plan out. But I do want to actually tackle some of those to be read books that are like the ones that aren't fun.
Yeah. And I'm telling you, the reading 1 chapter or 2 chapters a night, if it's like if it's shorter chapters, it makes a huge difference because I'm like, I read it, I'm processing it, and now I'm reading a fun book. So it doesn't feel like, oh, I have to read this entire book every night for the next 5 days.
I got to do that. I got to do that in small, because eventually I will get through all those books, and then I will have that information filed away in my brain that will somehow make me feel better that I actually did it, and I'll probably learn stuff.
Oh, absolutely. Well, speaking of feeling better, over the holiday season, I found myself reaching for my phone quite a bit. For one specific app, I'm guessing you know what it is.
Let me guess.
Yeah.
TikTok.
And it was to the point where one day I looked at my screen time and it was a significant amount of time on TikTok.
You don't have to tell us what it is.
I don't remember other just being like, wow, I could have driven somewhere and home and had a whole adventure over the course of a day, but instead I was on TikTok. And so I was like, maybe I need to reassess this. And I realized that like I was just constantly reaching for my phone, regardless if I was like looking for TikTok or not. I was just opening the app and then getting into it. And I was like, okay, we need to take a step back. Your girl has been TikTok free now since the holidays.
Oh my goodness, this is
huge.
This is pretty big.
I have not been doom scrolling for weeks.
Wow. How do you feel?
I feel good. I mean, it's allowed for, I didn't realize how much space it was taking up. And I still have stuff on. I'm always going to be an iPad kid. I'm not going to be the kind of person that I'm going to get ready for the morning doing my hair and just be in dead silence. Like, it's not going to happen. So I've been like watching like longer format, like YouTube videos or shows that I typically watch at night. I'm watching, like, I like to watch my Real Housewives when I'm getting ready because then it makes space at night for me to do other things. And it's actually been pretty great. The first couple of days I was feeling like I was itching for it. And so I realized that like really in 2025, I'm embracing putting down things that I'm always reaching for. And I'm not like you're dealing with addiction and all of those things. We're not talking that deep. We're just talking little stuff. There's things that you actually need like help with and counseling, and it takes a lot more support. For me, TikTok was not that. It was just something that I got in the habit of doing, and your brain loves habit because habit makes it easier for your brain to survive. So,
well, and it's also kind of, it is kind of addicting, but it also is just kind of like another zone that time goes by that you don't even realize.
Notice. Yeah. Well, now I'm understanding what a great friend I am because like I'll open my TikTok every once in a while, like especially because I have friends that will text me a TikTok and I'll open it and then I'll look at my messages and I have all of this curated stuff that I was doing for other people. So now I'll have like 10 TikToks in a row and they are the best TikToks of my life because they're so curated for me based on like my friends and what they know I like and the interests that we share. So it's been really good.
That's amazing.
I do miss it for a few things. Like, there's been times when like there's like something going on, like when the wildfires had been happening in LA, I opened up the app because it was that information was coming a little bit faster than like traditional news. And so I was on there like seeing people's videos and things. And so like I'll go on there, but I'll look for something specific, like a specific recipe. I'm trying to figure out how to do a technology thing. So I will just like go on there, but then I just turn it off and it just has freed up a lot of space. So
that's awesome.
Yep.
That's great.
Yes.
So along the similar lines of cross-country skiing, another outdoor snow sport that I am interested in, willing, and planning to try is snowshoeing. I've never done it. I've never done it, and I want to try it. And so I'm going to. I have plans to do that. Again, have to drive somewhere to be able to do it, but I want to enjoy my life year round, not just when the weather is, my favorite.
Yeah. I think that's so important for you. You just need it.
I do.
Yeah. Plus, it's like cool. What'd you do this weekend? Snowshoeing.
Well, I can go down a hill on snowshoes because I'm not sliding. I'm not sliding down a hill.
Yeah.
I can control the speed of my legs, hopefully.
Yes, I hope that for you too. Okay. One of my things for 2025 that I'm trying to do is perfect a recipe that haunts me.
What is it?
It is pancakes.
Oh.
So I love pancakes. I have never been able to get a consistently good brown bottom, perfectly all the way done pancake. A lot of times it has like, it's just not brown all the bottom.
Okay. Do you think this is a recipe issue or is this a cookware issue?
I don't know because I've used it. It's been since I was a kid. So I've done everything from
Have you had the same pan?
No, different pans.
Okay.
I've used the plug-in griddles. I've used different types of like frying pans, all kinds of stuff.
Well,
I've had different recipes.
You can't go for the first pancake.
That's for the dog. Or just whatever. But I just have never gotten a consistent brown bottom. And so I'm going to try and figure out this year how to make a beautiful pancake. I mean, I'll still eat the pancakes. It's not like they're bad. They're fine. But it's never like that beautiful. Like I see people make pancakes. They flip them over. It is beautiful on the backside. It doesn't have all these weird like marks and lines and like some parts are cooked and some aren't and whatever. I mean, let me say some parts are brown and some parts are not. Like it's cooked.
Okay. Yeah.
I'm not eating raw pancakes over here.
I had a raw pancake the other day.
Oh, I'm sorry.
It was me too.
Oh, that's real rough.
Well, we got a griddle.
Oh, yeah.
And Tony was learning. And so it was totally brown on the outside, but the inside was raw. And it was only one pancake, but
yeah, that'll
I
do
didn't
it.
like that part.
No. So anyway, but I'd encourage anyone, if there's a recipe that you really want to do and that you have tried before and it failed miserably, this is our year to like perfect a failed recipe.
Yeah, for sure.
Yes.
Speaking of recipes, I would like to try some new soup recipes. So we were having a conversation recently with some people and we were talking about meals and what we typically eat and blah, blah, blah. And so, of course, I mentioned soup. That's something I make. But I was drawing a blank on what kind of soups I make because I could name 3.
Oh, yeah.
And I feel like I make more, but do I?
I don't know.
I thought I did, and I think I have, but not consistently. Like I would, but again, it's not like I want to make the same soup over and over either. I want to try some new soup recipes this year. So if you have a really good soup recipe, please send it my way. And if you're listening and you have it, please send it to us through Instagram. I want the recipes, like the tried and true ones that you've actually made.
Yeah.
That are good.
Yeah. One of my things for 2025 I'm trying to do is making more friends. Because
I love that.
I like a small circle.
Yeah.
I like a small circle, but I'm specifically looking to make friends with people that I have social media relationships with. But I don't really do anything with outside of that. So we're liking pictures or whatever. But it's like, even if we're not going to meet up in real life because we don't live by each other, I want to have more. Like I have this, somebody I went to high school with, we were like dance team together. I just think she's such a phenomenal woman. She's like an amazing mom. And I've like watched her over the years. And it's so weird because
watched her on social media.
On social media,
right?
yeah. Like I've watched her and I've watched her kids grow up, and it's just like I'll like her stuff, and like every once in a while we'll like message back and forth. But I'm like, why am I not like reaching out to her more often and like
does she live
celebrating
local
her dreams?
here?
No.
Oh.
She lives far away.
Maybe,
but it's just
why.
like, but I mean, reaching out like even through. I can send you a message. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like I have plenty of friends that we don't see each other very often, but we're still texting and messaging and like, supporting each other. Yeah. In a way that's a little bit more authentic. And so I'm just kind of over a parasocial relationships. And I'm like, if we're both cool with each other and we like each other and like we have like, we're old friends, like let's communicate a little bit more and like not just have it be like, oh, I saw you. I've been stalking you basically.
Right.
And like, I think I know what your life is like, but I want to just be more part of people's celebration of life.
Well, I 100% support that and think that is great.
Yeah.
I like that.
So
I like that a lot.
Yeah. Don't be surprised if you get a sketchy message from me in your DMs this year.
It's bad. I want to be friends.
I just want to be friends, not in a creepy way, in a fun way.
So one of the things that I'd like to try this year is backpacking. Now, I will say I have not really been open to this in the past. And that's for multiple reasons, but I have certain criteria.
Mm-hmm.
In my mind, backpacking meant you're hiking all day long with a pack on your back, like all day, and it's just grueling. And then you sleep in the tiniest tent possible, and it's like on rocks, and you just eat like dried food, and just you're really roughing it. Okay. Now, I can do some of that, but I don't want to backpack to that extent. I want to do a soft backpack.
Okay.
Maybe that's not the right word. I want to do a light backpacking trip. I want to hike maximum 5 miles. And then I want to relax.
Yeah.
And I want to just lounge kind of in nature and just look and just, take it in and not be hiking the whole time.
Yeah.
That's what I want to do.
I
want to try it. And then the next day, like go for a hike, but then come back. Like I want to do more of a relaxing type of a backpacking trip. And And I think I only want to do it for one night because I've never done it before. And I fully anticipate to not get great sleep.
Mm-hmm.
And that's been a deterrent for me. But I think it might be cool. Like I just want to, I've never done it and I want to try it. And I have a friend that goes and she said she would take me and do like a small one. And so I think I'm going to try it.
Do it. That's so cool. Plus, it's an excuse to buy new gear. See?
Well, no, I don't want to buy new gear
Sorry.
I mean, of course I'd want to, but no, I don't want to invest in a bunch of gear and something that I'm like, nah, I don't know if this is for me. I don't know if so I'm going to try it.
I say you try it once and it's good. You're at REI the next day. Stock it up.
Pretty much.
Stock it up. Yeah.
Yeah, probably.
Okay. I love that. So kind of one thing I'm really trying to do this year is to say yes and to show up. And so I've been saying yes more when people ask me to do things.
I've noticed because I've asked you to multiple things that you said yes to.
Yes. And I'm trying to just show up more for people. That's one of the things I loved most about my dad and like stories that people told about him is that he would just show up, you know, something would happen and he would just go. I have such a vivid memory of like he worked with people with varying disabilities. And one of the guys, he was hungry or something. And my dad after work, I was in the car with him. He went to the store and got him a bunch of fried chicken and just food and stuff. And we just dropped it at the guy's house. And because the guy he had no other way of really getting things. This was like the early 90s and there was no Uber Eats. And I just remember just like he didn't do it to show anybody. There was no clout chasing with that. There was nobody telling him like, great job. Like you're a good human. And I just want more of that in my life. My favorite moments about myself are when I show up for people in a way that's like when they need it. And I'm notorious. I'm not going to show up for everything. And a lot of times if people are going through stuff, I'd feel like I show up when I'm needed, not necessarily for the whole thing. Like I just pop up, okay, I'm gone, you know, that kind of thing. So I just want to do more of that. I just want to show up and I just want to say yes more to life. Like I just have really had I had just a couple hard years where I just didn't want to go out and do stuff and I wish I wasn't into it and I didn't have the energy. And thankfully, like I've been taking steps and strides and now I feel like I have a lot more energy. I have a lot more, it's night and day. Like
that is awesome.
I literally get home from work now and it used to be, I wasn't I wanted to, I would have to lay down on the couch for at least an hour just to like be able to get up and function enough to just get to the next day. And now I come home, I do a workout. I usually like immediately take a shower. I make dinner for the cats. I make dinner for me. I will sit and watch a show for a minute. Like I'll be sitting watching a show now and like half an hour into it, I start getting bored and then I'll get up and I'll start doing something else around the house. I'll do a little project on the podcast. I'll do some laundry. Like it is night and day. And it feels so much better to just be in the yes.
Yeah,
you know?
I love that.
So step into the yes.
I do want to just back up a touch. What do you mean make dinner for the cats?
I mean, open packages and put them onto the plate.
Okay.
I will show a picture because some people just do kibble. I don't. So they have dry food dispensers.
I know your cats are
and then morning and night they get wet foods.
Cats. Yes.
And well, one of them now has to have a microchipped like feeder because the other one's a little husky. But I bought them like plates at Target, the kids' plates. I think I've talked about this, that are like the segmented 3-part plates because it helps with whisker fatigue to have a low plate. Plus, then I put 3 little things. So
what did you just say?
Whisker fatigue.
What's that?
So it's like if your cat bowl's too high on the sides, it can hit their whiskers. And after that, their whiskers are very sensitive. So it can cause fatigue where they get agitated and stuff and they might not eat their food or their whiskers can fall out. So it's a whole lifestyle. Okay.
Yeah. I'm learning. Yeah. I wanted to clarify that because I was like, you make dinner for your cats? Like, are you cooking for them?
I'm not cooking for them.
I know that your cats eat, you know, your Aero Garden stuff. So I don't know if you're like making them salad or what are you doing?
I mean, do I grow cat grass for them? Yes, it's fine.
It is fine. Yeah, I was just curious. Yeah. Like, what did that?
Yeah, there's just a little extra step, and I like to make it nice for them. Like, I make it look cute because presentation's everything when you're serving a meal.
Oh, I love that. Your cats they don't even know.
They have no idea.
They have
no idea.
They really don't.
Yeah.
Well, I just have a couple more things that I'd like to try in 2025. One of which, again, it's another activity, but this one is something I started in 2024 and I would like to continue, and that is pickleball.
Oh my gosh.
So
what was your mom's shirt? Let's hit it out.
I'd hit that.
I'd hit that.
I think I'm going to be inviting you sometime. And now that this is your year of yes.
I will have to say yes.
I'm going to hold you to this.
Yes.
I'm totally going to hold you to this. And then this one, this is something that came to mind. And it is that we live in a digital world, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I haul this calendar with me, this physical calendar.
Yeah.
And I have at my fingertips, access to all kinds of digital assists.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought about saying, like, I want to try, going digital with my calendar in 2025. And I think I'm going to back out on that.
Okay.
I am not going to do it. I'm not ready.
Yep.
It's not going to happen in 2025. It's just, I'm not there yet. I'm going to stick with my physical calendar that I write in with pencils, and maybe one day. But I don't think it's happening. Not today and not in 2025. I'm pretty sure. I don't think it's going to happen.
See, but that's what this year's about. It's not just about taking on. It's about also releasing and being like, nope, not going to do that anymore.
Or just sticking with what works.
Or just changing plans. Like,
no, I can't make plans with you. I've left my giant calendar at home. Like, that's true. Like, if I don't have it with me, I can't say yes. I can't.
Yeah.
I have to look at it.
I get it.
It'd be so much more convenient if I could just put it on my phone and have it there, but I don't like it.
I do both, though. Maybe you do a hybrid.
Maybe in 2026.
2026, the year of hybrid living.
Hybrid calendar life. Hey, if you're enjoying this podcast and would like to support our show, you can share episodes with your friends and family, follow us on Instagram at the Geriatric Millennials, or leave us a positive review and rating, all which help us to grow. Our theme music was created by the Finley Ghost, so check out their latest album now. Thank you so much.